Have you ever walked into a store looking for toothpaste, only to come out 3 hours later with some throw pillows, a candle, a PS5, and no toothpaste? Or maybe you're on Amazon trying to find some light bulbs, only to check your cart a couple hours later for it to look like you're trying to rebuild civilization? Whatever the case may be, you're not alone. Even the most carefully planned budget can get derailed by a well-placed display or flashing sale banner. But why is that? Welcome to the world of consumer psychology, and on today's episode of The Agora, we'll be answering one question. How do physical and online retailers use consumer psychology to make us buy more? To explore that, we'll look at two of the most creative masters in the game, Apple and Target. But first, a quick note. Consumer psychology studies how people think, feel, and make decisions while shopping, and how businesses can use that information to influence behavior. It can explain why some marketing tactics work, why some don't, and how businesses can subtly prod you to purchase more. Now, onto the fun stuff. Walking into an Apple store doesn't feel like retail. It feels like stepping into the future. The spotless environment, symmetry, uncluttered tables, and wide pathways aren't just design choices. They're psychological strategies. By reducing visual noise, Apple directs your attention towards the products. When there are fewer distractions, your brain assigns more value to what you do see. The abundance of negative space signals freedom and control, lowering cognitive load. The calmer you feel, the more open you are to premium or discretionary purchases. A relaxed shopper is a receptive shopper. Then comes product placement. Once you start eyeing an iPhone or AirPods, matching accessories are right where your attention drifts next. This taps into complementary association. When items are grouped, the brain perceives them as part of a complete set, creating a sense of incompleteness. You add just one more thing, not feeling upsold by just finishing the set. Apple stores also avoid a defined beginning or end, encouraging wandering. The longer someone stays in store, the more they tend to spend. The layout feels less like a shop and more like a museum with price tags. Even the absence of traditional checkout counters reduces purchase friction. By removing the official moment of purchase, Apple softens decision anxiety. And with an employee casually checking you out on a handheld device, it feels less like a transaction and more like a natural next step. But the most powerful strategy is hands-on interaction. Every device works and invites exploration. After a few minutes of swiping and tapping, your brain starts treating the product as your own, and your wallet follows. Target takes a different approach, but produces similar results. While Apple feels futuristic and elite, Target is warm and comforting. With a Starbucks at the entrance, a treat puts shoppers into a relaxed mindset, lowering stress and self-control. Next, layout. Essentials like milk and toothpaste, always in the back. Seasonal and trendy items, front and center. By the time you reach what you came for, just a few extra items have landed in your cart. Wide, organized aisles make the space feel easy to navigate, encouraging wandering. The more aisles you explore, the more items you encounter. Color psychology also comes into effect here. Target's iconic red color scheme creates a sense of urgency that draws attention to products and energizes purchasing behavior. In the decor and home sections, the curated displays mimic Pinterest boards. They invite you to imagine your home looking picture perfect, increasing the likelihood of you buying not just one item, but the whole look. Even the checkout lanes are strategic, filled with small, high-margin items tailored for impulse purchases. At that point, you're already in spending mode, so grabbing just one more thing feels harmless. Moving on. Opening Apple's website mirrors stepping into an Apple store. Clean white space, minimalist design, and carefully chosen palettes with dark blue, white, and gray create calmness and reduce mental strain. Pops of color only appear on the product images, making them stand out as high value. The browsing experience feels like flipping through a luxury catalog rather than shopping online. Slow transitions, elegant visuals, and dramatic motion all evoke high-end branding. Luxury communicates quality and status, making purchases feel aspirational. Then, the emotional storytelling takes over. Product pages show real people using the device, triggering a "that could be me" effect. You're not just buying technology, you're buying creativity, productivity, and identity. Selecting your model, color, storage, and payment plan introduces personalization that increases attachment. The more time invested in configuring, the harder it is to abandon the cart. Then the pricing tactics take over. First, price anchoring. The most expensive model appears first, making the next ones feel like a better deal. Then there's the decoy effect. The third option, often mid-tier, makes the top tier look smarter. And lastly, there's prestige rounding. Prices like $999 feel precise and crafted, signaling intentional design over arbitrary numbers. Apple doesn't lower their price, they raise your willingness to pay. When you land on Target's website, everything feels bright, upbeat, and deal-driven. The bold red accents and playful visuals instantly grab your attention and create a sense of urgency and excitement. Target leans heavily on charm pricing, buy one get one offers, and comparison anchors like was $79.99, now $39.99. It makes every purchase feel smart, like you're saving rather than spending. The red Add to Cart and Deal of the Day buttons push you towards quick action, and prompts like Discover More Options or Frequently Bought Together keep you browsing. Overall, the site feels friendly and energetic, while quietly guiding you into making confident purchases. Apple and Target might seem like opposites, but they're playing the same psychological game in two different aesthetics. Apple elevates your spending, selling aspiration, lifestyle, and identity. Target disguises your spending, selling comfort, convenience, and treat yourself energy. And the truth is, most of us will probably play again next week. I'm Fei Hong for The Agora.